Today we're going to talk about writing equations in slope-intercept form. So you're going to add a new entry to your ISN. It's pages 53 and 54. You can date it January 15th and title it Writing Equations in Slope-Intercept Form. You're going to take the handout that you got in class today. You're going to use this as your foldable. So you want it to look like the top picture. So in order to do that, you're going to fold the bottom half up to the center and fold the top half down to the center. So the two things we're going to look at today are using a slope and a point to write an equation in slope-intercept form and using 2 points. So before we get started, let's recap what slope-intercept form is. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So let's check for understanding. What two values do you need to write an equation in slope-intercept form? Think about that for a second. Hopefully you came up with the slope, which is your m, as well as the y-intercept, which is your b. These are the two things that we're going to need in order to write an equation in this form. We're going to start by writing an equation using a point and a slope. So you're going to flip that tab up so you have all this blank space, and this is where you're going to take the notes on the next slide. Okay, so you can start by copying this down. Copy down the point and the slope. So the point we're going to use is -6, 1, and our slope is 2/3 or 2 over 3. Our goal is to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So as a reminder, here's our format. Y equals mx plus b. Like we said earlier, we need to know what the slope is and we need to know the y-intercept. So right now we know what the slope is, so we can fill that slope in for m. But we don't know what the y-intercept is. So in order for us to find the y-intercept, we're going to use the point that we were given. So -6 is your x value and 1 is your y value. So we're going to fill in everything we know. Y is 1, m is 2/3, and x is -6. When we fill all this in, we're left with just b as our variable. So we can solve the equation for b to figure out the y-intercept. So 2/3 times -6 is -4. So now we have 1 equals -4 plus b. Add 4 to both sides, and you get that b is equal to 5. So your y-intercept is 5. Now we can write the equation. Y equals mx plus b. So y equals 2/3 x plus 5. We have taken a slope and a point and written it in slope-intercept form. Now we're going to move on to writing an equation using 2 points. So now you're going to fold that top part of your foldable down, open up the bottom, and this is where you're going to take all of these notes. So this time we're using 2 points. So copy down the 2 points. We have the point 2, 4 and 5, -2. We still want to write our equation in slope-intercept format. So that is y equals mx plus b. So the two things we need are our slope, which is m, and our b, which is our y-intercept. We're not given either of these when we're given 2 points, but we can find both of them. So think back to how you find slope from 2 points. We're going to use our slope equation, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So you can go ahead and label your points x1, y1, x2, and y2. We're then going to fill them in. So we've got -2 minus 4 over 5 minus 2. When we simplify, we get -6 over 3, which simplifies to -2. So our slope is -2. Now that we know our slope, we can follow the same steps we did when we were finding the equation from the slope and a point. You can use either of the points to find the y-intercept. Does not matter which one you choose, you will get the same answer. So here's our equation again, y equals mx plus b. We're going to fill in what we know. So I've decided to use the point 2, 4, so I filled in 2 for my x value, 4 for my y value, and negative 2 is my slope. That's what we found. So now I can solve for b. So negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, so I have 4 equals negative 4 plus b. I'm going to add 4 to both sides, and I get that b is equal to 8. Now I know my slope, I know my y-intercept, I can write my equation. So my final equation is going to be y equals negative 2x plus 8. We found the slope by using the slope formula and our 2 points, and we found the y-intercept by using our slope and plugging in one of our points. So let's recap everything we did. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. You need to know the slope and y-intercept to write the equation. So when you're given a point and the slope, substitute the point for the x and y value and the slope for m. Solve for b to get the y-intercept. Then substitute the slope and y-intercept into the equation to give the final equation. When you're given 2 points, it's a little different because you have to find the slope. So using the slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, you can find the slope. Then substitute one of the points for the x and y value and the slope for m. Solve for b to get the y-intercept, and substitute the slope and y-intercept to give the final equation. If you missed anything, rewind, listen to it again. Tomorrow we will go over some questions in class, and you'll work on your own.